Hello everybody, so today I would like to speak to you about the arrow functions in JS. Arrow functions are also named sometimes fat arrow functions, but it's exactly the same. So if you see the term fat, it's the same. So an arrow function, let's first see what's a normal function in JavaScript. A normal function, you declare it with a function keyword. So function, let's say greeting, here we'll have name as an argument. So that's the parameter of the function we will use as an argument later. And then we just do return and we can return the name. The name of the person, for instance. That's the traditional way to create a function. The second one is to have an anonymous function, and you will see why I speak about anonymous function. So anonymous function, you can do const my function. So we store it in a variable. It could have been var, for instance, but since ES6 in JavaScript, it's better to use constant because it doesn't change. And here I will have function, the name of the argument, of the parameter, and then a return name. And finally, since ES6, we can have the arrow function. And the arrow function is similar to the anonymous function here. However, I will just zoom a little bit so you will be able to see better. So a arrow function, we call it my function. So here I will do my arrow function equals, and then here it's for the argument of the function. I will have name again, and here you have the arrow, you see, and there I will have curly brackets, same as the anonymous function and the normal function, and I do return and the name. Since PHP ES6, I can also use the literal template string. You can only call it template string. You can actually only call it template string. It's the same. So by doing that, you just use backtick like this for doing so. And here you will have $ curly brackets. Exactly like that. So we can do hello and name. Beautiful. And also, since ES6, with the arrow function, when there is only one expression, you can omit the curly bracket. So you can just do this. Because there is one expression, you can do this. And doing that, it will do exactly the same as return with a return statement and hello name. It will be the same, but it's actually simpler to just not having the braces and removing the return statement just like this. And finally, when you have only one argument, you can also remove the parentheses. This works only when you have one argument. If you have 0 argument, or if you have more than one argument, you need to have the parentheses. But once if you have only one argument, then in this case, you can do only this. And finally, if you want to return an object, so let's say I want to return an object, it has to be with curly brackets. So we'll have name. So name will be the name of the value here, and then maybe I will have let's say country, and country will be a country. For me it will be Belgium, for instance, and so on. But because you have curly brackets here, you need parentheses. Otherwise, JavaScript will be confused. So you need the parentheses here, and then it will work. And finally, last thing, oops, just change. Okay, beautiful. And so finally, what you can also do, since ES6, it has the object handshot. Object handshot, it allows you to just have the name, because name will be the same for the key and the value. So when the value has the same, when the variable of the value has the same name as the key, you can just omit the value and just using name for the key and the value. This one is called the ES6 object handshot. So I will write it here, ES6 object handshot. And it's really nice because it allows you to have a less verbose code by just having the value and the key as a single key. So here, if I have two arguments, for instance, I will have name and country. I can have also country here. And it's the same as doing this. Now, if the value variable has a different name than the key, or if the key has a different name than the value, I still need both of them, both pairs. But otherwise, I can just do just like this. You see, so there are a lot of different ways actually to make your code shorter, as we have seen. Obviously here, because I have an object, I need the parentheses. But otherwise, when we are just doing a greeting, it's really easy. I can here, for instance, I can do hello, and then the name, $, braces, name, from, and here, $, braces, and it will be country. So this was the fat arrow function. That's it for today.